just sit down and we'll just visit, but I'll stand up here for a little while. And I want you guys to know something, and that is, you really are the heroes, and you are possibly part of the only hope that we have. If you think that our hope is in what goes on in the Capitol building, then you just need to go somewhere else, because it's not there. And you know, that may sound odd to hear that from somebody who's given about 30 years of trying to influence public policy and change the laws and amend the Constitution and stop the bad bills and all that. But those are not inconsistent with one another to say that our hope is not at the Capitol. And I don't want to be trite and say our hope is in Jesus. You know, it's like, well, yes, of course it is. Kind of like Sunday school. What's the correct answer? Jesus. Use Jesus, prayer, the Bible, something like that. Yeah. And we all know that too. And I would not make light of that at all, because I know beyond any shadow of doubt that God specifically called me out of teaching high school and into this work. I mean, I just would stand on that and tell you that all day long. I could take you to my backyard and show you where I was standing when I was praying and felt God calling me to do this work. And so you might say, well, what is this work, Jerry? What are you talking about? It works like this. Out there at the state capitol, every time they convene in regular session, which is every other year, they file about 2,500 bills, 2,500 laws. And of that 2,500 laws, about 1,000 to 1,500 pass, and they go into effect. Now, you may not be interested in politics, but as somebody said, politics is very interested in you. They're very interested in you. They want to decide if you can carry a weapon. They want to decide if you're going to pay taxes on certain things. They decide if you're going to be able to, if you're going to have to recognize maybe a same-sex marriage or a transgender bathroom issue. All of those things it's very interested in your life and wanting to meddle in what you do and meddle in your life. Now, there are a lot of good people in the legislature. There are a lot of people who think they're good folks who are just flat out misguided. And there are some that are just out there probably up to no good most of the time. It's really a cross-section of our society, unfortunately. You would hope that our leaders are a lot better than the average person, that they're smarter, braver, more moral, stronger, all those things. Well, I hate to tell you this, but they're just like the rest of us. And they're susceptible to the very same flaws and temptations. And one of the greatest temptations I see our lawmakers succumb to is this one. It's this idea when they come to the Capitol and first start out, they're idealistic, like, I'm going to pass a law. I'm going to change things. I'm not going to be like those other guys. I'm going to be different. And then after they're there for a while and they tumble around inside that Capitol building for a session or two, here's what happens. Somebody comes up to them and says, some leadership person says, I can make you a committee chairman if you'll just not run one of those controversial pro-life bills that makes everybody uncomfortable. Or I'll make you a majority leader in the House if you'll just be quiet about all those social, moral issues like same-sex marriage and bathroom bills and all this stuff. And here's what goes off in the mind of that lawmaker. And here's the deception. He says, you know what? If I become that committee chairman, just think of all the other good things I can do to help my district. And if I become a majority leader, these are all the good things that I can do. And they begin to rationalize the trade in their mind. And then pretty soon, they're thinking, you know what? I can become that committee chairman, and maybe I can still do that controversial, difficult stuff like the moral issues. But every time they start to step out there then and do those good bills that you and I would cheer for, somebody comes up and says, remember, if you want to keep what you've got, then you better step back. And you better put your head down and keep quiet. And if they go against that, then here's what they'll do. They'll say, I made you a committee chairman. I did you all these favors, and now you have turned against what I wanted you to do. We're going to find somebody, and we're going to run them against you, and we're going to beat you. And you won't be down here anymore unless you bow to what we want done. And they will threaten. They will threaten good men and good women. And at that point, it takes a tremendous amount of backbone and moral courage and fortitude, especially when they see their other friends being promoted above them, and they're over here kind of in the uncool place. I don't know if when you were in school or not, did y'all have a cool table in the cafeteria when you were a kid in school? Did anybody have a cool table? Okay. Mike, did you get to sit at the cool table?
No.
Why not? I think you're a pretty cool guy. Legislature works very much the same way, guys. It is a lot like high school, where you have the people that are cool and they're in with the speaker, they're in with the president of the Senate, they're in with the governor, they're in with the leadership, and then you have the outs. And if you're one of the outs, you may hold true to your convictions, but they may see to it that you don't get very much done. And that's the penalty that you pay for sometimes standing strong on issues that the leadership would just as soon go away.